In the Philippines, it's the Statistics Authority recognizes ethnicity as a primary sense of belonging, recording through self-reporting. Major groups like Tagalog, Ilocano, and Visaya illustrate their diversity. The characteristics of ethnic groups. We have the collective sense of belonging. Members recognize connections rooted in ancestry, history, culture, and memory. This identity remains significant even if individuals live outside their traditional homelands or lack fluency in their heritage language. Shared cultures markers. Communities are often defined by common names, narratives of origin, and kinship ties. Another characteristic is internal diversity and fluidity. While sharing an identity, members may differ social class, religion, or political views. We have also recognition and social ties. An ethnic group exists through mutual acknowledgement of its members and the recognition of outsiders. Let's define ethno-linguistic group refers to a people defined by intimate relationship between their spoken language and cultural identity. While language is a primary marker of belonging, it does not perfectly overlap with ethnicity. Let's understand ethno-linguistic groups. In the Philippine context, many individuals are multilingual, utilizing heritage language, religion, lingua francas, and national languages across different social settings. So this is how we understand. And we have the resilience against language shift. We have ethno-linguistic identity even when communities use heritage language less frequently due to migration, media, or schooling. We have distinct institutional and cultural patterns. These groups maintain unique social, economic, and political institutions alongside specific cultural patterns that distinguish them from the dominant national security under ethnic groups. Resilience to external domination. Indigenous peoples are characterized as communities that predate or have resisted later political and cultural domination, preserving their heritage despite the historical pressures, the colonization, or marginalization. We have self-ascription and community recognition, a fundamental criterion for identity self-identification, which must be supported by the recognition of the community based on its own customs, traditions, and membership practices. We have historical and territorial continuity. These groups possess a historical continuity with their ancestral lands and maintain enduring relationships with specific territories that are essential to their identity and cultural survival. We have the principles of indigeneity, self-identifications, and community recognition. If we say indigeneity is a fundamental rooted in self-ascription, where individuals name their own identity. We have the historical continuity and territorial connection. A primary principle involves maintaining a deep, enduring relationships with ancestral territories that predate colonial or modern political domination. We have the retention of distinct institutions and traits. Indigenous identity is defined that the preservation of unique and social, economic, cultural, and political institutions. We have another principle, the presence of collective rights and safeguards, dynamic culture versus external stereotypes. We have here the knowledge systems and practices. These systems represent collective bodies of knowledge, skills, values, and technologies transmitted across generations. We have support, peace, and development. We have key terms for peace and respect. We have defining self and belonging. Identity represents a person's community multifaceted understanding of who they are, encompassing ethnicity, nationality, religion, and gender to prevent any single label from defining an individual's entire existence. Its significance is we have rooted in shared ancestry, history, and symbols. We have here the rule of self-identification, the fundamental principle. The self-identification empowers individuals of IPs to name their own identity, ensuring that outsiders, institutions, or stereotypes do not hold the sole authority in defining them. We have the impact beyond personal choice. Identity involves social validation, where a community acknowledges a member based on shared customs and history, bridging the gap between personal dignity and actual social relationship. We have the language and communication. So there is what we call the language and the cultural identity, because this term is wherever many communities, there are different languages. It also acknowledged multilingualism as a bridge, like dialects, Filipinos, English, Filipino, and other dialect in a tribe. And it also addressed language shift with sensitivity. And it also have implement respectful naming and self-identification and utilize accurate terminologies for this. And it also distinguishing demographic majority and minority and managing ethnocentrism for social harmony. We have here to overcome mindset is essential to prevent cultural differences. We have here the social dynamics and powers. No, they have the three pyramid. These address prejudgments and unfair treatment based on identity to build social trust. We have challenging stereotypes to accurate learning, and I think navigating assimilation and acculturation. There are barriers for positive peace. Number one, ethnocentrism. It acts as a significant barrier by leading individuals to judge other cultures through their own standards. We have also prejudgment. It is based on group identity rather than actual knowledge, damage social trust, and foster exclusion. We have also another barriers, discrimination. It manifests an unfair treatment or restriction based on ethnic or cultural identity, directing limiting persons' rights and dignity. We have also forced assimilation and cultural pressure. This means that this process force a group to be absorbed in dominant culture. It violates human dignity and cause long-term harm. We have been also mislabeling and erasure of identity. It using inaccurate or broad labels can erase the specific histories and paper names for distinct people. What is the importance of distinction? We have here affirming visibility and dignity. Correct naming is very important and valued. We have also enhanced institutional representation and protecting collective rights. Now we have to safeguard the law under the IPRA and on DRIP and preventing conflict and grievances. So let us reflect identity types. No, we have also diversity and agency. So analyzing peace and connections is very important. Our language is improves dignity and relationship within a community. And this can also allow us to protect inaccurate statements and honor the names communities use for themselves. So conclusion, so this module to lesson 2, it summarizes the interconnected yet distinct natures of ethnic and indigenous identities. It portrayed the Philippines as a living mosaic that requires precision and respect. And it is interconnected, and the Philippines is a nation that is characterized as a diverse tapestry of peoples and languages that remain dynamic than frozen in time. Okay, thank you everyone. I hope you enjoyed the lesson 2 of module 1.